Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and welcome back to another thrifty video. Today, I am conquering this humongous pile of clothing next to me. It might not look that big on camera, but it's like up to my shoulders while I'm sitting down, and it's probably a good 4 to 5 feet wide, which is insane. But I just did a closet declutter. I think that video is gonna go live before this one, I hope. And I just had to be super ruthless and get rid of tons of clothing because Jeremy and I are looking at possibly moving, not of our own volition really, but for his job. We're being kind of forced to relocate, and so it's a little bit of a stressful time. You guys have been keeping up with everything going on in our lives. It's been a tumultuous few months for sure, but we're doing okay. I am doing okay, and I'm doing better and better because I feel like everything is finally starting to come together and make sense. But I'll get more into that as we jump further into this video. What I'm going to be doing is going through my pile of clothes I'm decluttering from my closet, which is humongous. It's embarrassing. I have so many clothes, and it's because I love clothing. It's what I do for my job, but also I thrift a lot, and when I'm out thrifting, it's easy for me to find things that I'm like, oh, I'll give it a try. So I'm gonna go through this pile and sort it into things that I'm gonna sell myself on my like eBay, my Poshmark, all of my different sites, versus some other things I'm going to do with these pieces. And I wanted to talk about that today because I think that I have been looking at trying some new strategies of selling, and I want to share them with you guys to see if it could maybe benefit you as well, but also to share with you guys what I'm learning from trying them out to see if it would be something that would help you guys learn as well, right? So I recently, because we've been thinking about moving, it's not set in stone yet, but it made me really, it lit a fire under my butt to be like, Bekah, you need to get your garage, which is where I do all of my inventory storage. I need to get that under control because if I am moving and I'm not super organized, it's gonna be an atrocious nightmare, and I cannot deal with that right now. And so I have really been going through, if I had piles of things that I had not listed, I went through them and I sent tons of things. I should have taken video of this, but I sent 4 different 30-pound boxes of clothing to ThredUp. And that's what I have been, kind of tossing around the idea of trying out, is seeing if it's more worth it if things have been sitting for a long time to send it into ThredUp and get a few dollars. I feel like it might be similar to after things have been sitting for a while, or if I haven't listed them, or if I feel like they're not worth my time of listing them myself, I've take things into buy sell trade locations. I'll take items to Plato's Closet and Clothes Mentor and things like that. And so I was wondering if doing it by sending a huge box into ThredUp, because I know that each label that they provide to you can cover up to 30 pounds of items. I can easily get 30 pounds of clothing together, lickety split, in what I'm doing, at least with the volume of clothing I have. And so I've been trying that out. I sent in 4 boxes this last week, and I am currently about to go through this pile, and I'm sure I'm going to find some pieces that are probably brands that are going to be harder sells for me, or things that might sit for a little bit. Like, for example, this little Nike shirt. This is really cute, and this is one of those brands that I'm thinking about just sending straight to ThredUp because I don't want to have to picture this and list this, but maybe it'll make me a few bucks there, and it'll pay for itself and probably make me a little bit of profit because I probably got that in the Goodwill outlet. So that's what I'm kind of sorting through and doing right now. But I wanted to bring it up because I want to share with you guys as I learn more and as I see more progress with the things that I'm sending into ThredUp. I wonder if that would be a helpful strategy for you guys as well, because I know that they give you guys a buyout, a payout. This is not sponsored by them in any way, of course. But then also I could use that as credit to buy things on ThredUp. That could make me more money. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities here. At least for now, it's giving me peace of mind in that I'm moving things hopefully quickly because I'm pulling them out of my inventory and I'm sending them out. And so it's at least not sitting in my garage, which has been a big problem for me personally. So this is one of those pieces I'm on the fence about. It's a New at Tags Brooks running long sleeve t-shirt. Since it's New at Tags, I wonder if I should send it into ThredUp. I don't know. That's a maybe. I have like a little maybe pile started. I don't know if or what's worth it out of that. But yeah, so on the whole, I am doing pretty well. I know a lot of people have been asking how I've been doing, and I feel like you guys have been so there for me during so many of the highs and the lows of the past few months. I was super honest with my following with my subscribers, Jeremy and I went through the process of becoming foster parents and talking about our adoption journey. And so I definitely felt like you guys were also there for the fallout of that when things fell through and we had 3 failed adoptions, and it was a really rough time. And honestly, still, it sometimes is still rough, but I feel like I'm healing from it. And I also feel like with everything that's happened recently with Jeremy's job and just realizing that we have like no control over where we're living right now, what's going on with our lives. If we want to keep Jeremy's job, we have to move, and there's not like, we don't feel super in control of what all is happening right now. But I think like realizing with all of that happening that we might be moving, and if we're moving out of state. And so if we have to move out of state, we will lose our foster care license. We'll no longer be licensed in Indiana because we'll have changed states. And so it's just been crazy to see how things are lining up, and that yes, we lost out on being able to adopt those children, but I know that there was a bigger plan at work, and that it is better now that we did not have those children in our home for 3 months, thinking that they're going to be our children, thinking that we're going to be their parents, and then to have them ripped out of our home because we have to move. Like, I definitely feel and see the plan at work, and it feels so much better, and it feels a little bit lighter knowing that there's a reason why everything happened, because it felt awful at the time. It was really painful. And so it's been a crazy time around here where we're getting ready to have Jiu go back to school. Jiu is our host daughter from South Korea. She is in college here in Indiana, so we're getting ready to take her back to school in a week. And so we're getting tons of stuff ready for that. And then, we're also dealing with the process of maybe having to move, and we have a lot of stuff, and we have a large home. And so like downsizing to a smaller home to where we might be moving is like a lot. And so it's just been so much going on that I think it's actually been good for me, because I feel like it's been lighting a fire under my tush and giving me some purpose and giving me some reason to really like work hard and like go after it each day, which has been really nice. So that's a small update kind of on like how I'm doing. And the answer is that I feel like I'm doing better and better each day. I feel more like myself now than I have in a few months probably. And I know that I have people who watch me who are not religious, and I do have people who watch me who are, and I never want to alienate anyone. So I just really feel like God has brought me through all of these things, and so like I'm so grateful that we're hopefully coming out on the other side of a lot of this grief, even though I know this grief is going to last a lifetime, and it'll probably be something that comes up over and over again, but I just feel like there's a reason for it now, and that somehow has brought me a lot of peace. So yeah, doing pretty well, and I am trying my best to go through and declutter as much of our house right now as possible, because we are thinking, I don't even know if I've talked about where we're thinking about moving. If we're moving, we would be relocated to Detroit area, which right now we live in Indianapolis area. So it's another, like Indianapolis is like the largest city in Indiana. We love living out in the suburbs around Indianapolis. And so it's going to be a little bit of a change. Right now we live in a very expensive, like bougie area, which has its ups and downs, really. Like it is very safe where we live, and it's super nice. If you guys are around here, we live in like Westfield, Carmel area. We live technically in Westfield, but we're right on the border of Carmel. And so we have a very nice like area that we live in. And so it's definitely going to be an adjustment, but I honestly have been feeling for a while now, like where we live, we have a large home. We have so many beautiful things about our neighborhood that we live in, and it's super nice, but I just have not been feeling super content with where we are, and just feeling like a nudge, and just more so just like a little discomfort with how comfortable we are. Is that just me? Like, and I don't know if that's going to make sense to anyone, but I sometimes will talk to some of the children in the neighborhood, or I'll see kids around me and just feel like there's a lot of entitlement where I live. There's a lot of wealth, and I don't know if that's necessarily where I want to live. Like, don't get me wrong, like I want to do well for ourselves, but I also don't want the attitude that comes with that, you know what I mean? So I don't even know if that's making sense. But I'm trying to share with you guys, like, what are my actual thoughts? What are my actual feelings? How am I actually doing? And some of it is that, like, I'm a little bit tired of living in a super white, wealthy area, and I feel like a little bit more diversity, a little bit more socioeconomic diversity would also be really good, and it would help to really balance our outlook on life, and also if we have kids, would help with their upbringing and being more balanced and not just thinking that everybody is born with a silver spoon in their mouth, because that's not the freaking case for the majority of the country, let alone the world. And so, I don't know, I've just been feeling a lot of things kind of bubbling up lately, and I feel like this is the right move for us, is to hopefully still find a nice home. And I think it'd be so fun and so nice to live in an older home. So the house that we live in right now is built in like 2005. So it's not super new, but it's not old. And it doesn't have a ton of like old-timey character. And if you guys have seen my home decor style, if you guys have seen the things that I thrift, I love vintage items. So a lot of the homes that we've been at least like looking on Zillow at are all like houses built in the 1910s, 1920s. A lot of them have really cool like brickwork on the outside, or, like real wood, like casing in the inside, or built-ins and like hardwood floors and like that kind of stuff. I feel like would be so cool in our next home to have like a very like character-filled home, like something that really has lived and seen a lot. And I feel like that could be really cool. And so I'm excited for that to possibly be how or where we end up next. But yeah, so there's a lot of exciting things happening. There's a lot of things that I don't know exactly what's happening. Like, we are not for sure moving. I think it's pretty likely at this point, based off of what's all happening with Jeremy's job. Jeremy works, he's worked as a remote worker for the government our entirety of our marriage before we got married. I can't really talk too much about his job here online, but it's been very interesting, turbulent times for the past few months, and not in a good way, for sure. So it's been very stressful, but if this is finally what helps us not be constantly on edge that Jeremy's going to lose his job if they can't find him an office, if he can't report to an office, it would be so nice to not have to worry about that anymore. But anywho, that's just like a little look into what's going on. We don't know a lot of things for sure, but I just thought you guys might want a little update, and also a little update on what I'm doing with stuff for the business, because I am trying out these new strategies to see if it's worthwhile, and then I'll let you know too how it turns out. Like, if I send 120 pounds of clothing to ThredUp, if I don't make any money off of this, then I don't want you guys to be sending your clothes to ThredUp. Like, I want you guys to be doing the best things for you and your business, the best ways for you to make money. And so if that involves you avoiding ThredUp like the plague, like, I want to let you know. If you guys have done what I'm doing and sold to ThredUp, let me know and share your experience in the comments. But I'm hoping it's a good move, because I've already, sent a ton of stuff there. But even if it just helps me get things out from here in our house, I consider that a win, honestly, at this point. So I will just take it. But yeah, I just felt kind of chatty today. There's like a lot to fill you in about. I need to call all of my friends and tell them everything that's happening. It's so funny though. I feel like I tell you guys things before I tell like my friends in real life, because you guys are just like really in the know about what all is happening in my life, which is so fun, which I love. I mean, I love to share with you guys what all is happening. But yeah, I hope this was fun for you. I still have more to sort, but I don't have much more I can actually share with you. I wish I could, but there's not much I can actually share other than maybe a little update too, that Gracie girl, our new puppy, is doing well. She is a lot to handle. It's kind of a lot right now with the idea of thinking about having to move while also having a puppy. It's kind of a lot, but I think that we're still grateful that we have her, and she's becoming quickly a very, very special part of our lives, and we love her to death. And so love her, and I'll keep on sharing updates about her and showing you her when I have her with me. Right now, she would be attacking these clothes, so she is definitely not here with me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little chatty video. If you guys like these, I used to do these all the time on my channel, but I just have gotten away from doing them lately. But if you like more of these, like, let me know, because this is fun for me to sit down and chat with you guys about stuff. And it is sometimes very therapeutic to just sit down and have a good chat with a friend. through my camera. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, but I'm going to get hopefully through all of this before I have to go start making dinner soon-ish. But thank you guys so much for watching and being here and just being a part of my life and being a part of this friend group that we have here online. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Until the next video, bye.